right, let's keep the show moving along. Coming next to the stage, we love this guy from New York, Mr. Danny Solomon.
Thank you so much. Give it up for Jonah. Yeah, jeez. You guys are riled up. You're like Oprah's crowd. But how, we all probably think it's like uncool to like Oprah, but how hard would she kill if she just went up here and just talked about whatever? Just annihilate. Everybody likes Oprah in a way. So John was talking about time travel. He was talking about Back to the Future, shitting on it. I thought that was fun. How many of you guys, straw poll of the audience, how many of you guys think that time travel is going to happen? Like, just in our lifetimes? Alright, like 6 people. I agree with everybody else. I don't think it's going to happen. At least in our lifetime, because here's my theory. If time travel were to have occurred, or will occur, or whatever, then one of the first things that's going to be invented is a way to send emails to your past self, right? So then when we all signed on to AOL or whatever for the first time, we opened up an email account, we should have from then on just started getting mysterious emails from the future, right? But then I started to think about it a little more. Maybe that's what spam emails are. Think about it, like maybe they're just warnings from ourselves in the future, and the only thing that's important to mankind's existence in 60 years is just having a big dick. You just have to have a big dick in the future. That is important. That's why all those emails are so urgent. It's always like, get a bigger penis today! Do it now, man, before the robots take over! We need strong human dicks for our war against the machines! Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. I am the king of Nigeria. Speaking of Nigeria, I was walking down the street. I got accosted the other day by one of those sharks from Children's International. You guys know the people who this is gonna get mean, yeah. You know those people who come up to you on the street, they stop you just in the middle of the day, they want to talk about, their petition, they got a clipboard, they're all smiles. I'm fine with it, I understand, it's a great cause, goes to the kids, but there are some of those days where you're just like, you know what, the kids can drink dirty water and like it. So, I've developed a very effective way for getting those people out of your face, alright? Here's what you do. When they come up to you, they're just going to start talking, alright? They're going to be like, hi sir, do you have a moment to talk about Children's International? There are children starving all over the world. Here's where you come in. Lock eyes with them, alright? Your instinct will be to look away. Don't. Give them a hard, steely gaze, keep it on them for a good 3 seconds. And then just go, I'll take care of it. And then just keep walking. I can't do anything about that. Like, no sir, I said I'll handle it! Jesus! Can I get some tools for my apartment, at least? And you're back home watching Burn Notice. That's right, it's a great show. I was in a bar bathroom the other day. I saw this kind of written on the stall in big letters, which I thought was very funny. It said, for the best blowjob of your life, call this number. And then had a number underneath. And I don't know what you good fine folks think of when you see something like that written on a bathroom stall, but the first thing that I always wonder is how long it's been there. Because think about it, it seems like it's a message directed at you. It was written moments ago by someone who is in love with you. But it also could have been written many, many decades ago. There's no way to know unless you call the number. And how weird it would be if you called and you're like, hey, so I'm ready for the best blowjob of my life. And then the guy at the end of the line's like, that takes me back. Oh, son, wow. I have not blown a man in. It's got to be over 25 years. But it would be nice to feel young again. All right, meet me at the docks behind Blacktown. Oh, they're not calling that part of town Blacktown anymore. That shows you how old I am. This is kind of the same vein. A friend of mine asked me this question. It's kind of a classic trap question that we all get from time to time. He goes, all right, guy's got a gun to your head. He's got a gun pointed right at your temple. He's saying you have to have sex with a man. Could be any man in the world. Who would it be? So I said, James Bond. All right? Not because I think James Bond is attractive. It's because I feel like he could figure out a way to get us out of that situation. Come on, he's just got to take out one dude. If he can't do that, I'll assume that the two of them are working together. But to what end? How do you take over the world using my butt? That's the question. But my life isn't just all about, gay sex. There's some other stuff going on. I actually have a girlfriend. She's great. She's a great lady. Sorry, dudes. I don't know. And it's good, too, because it was just getting around the time when I had moved here where, I was hitting rock bottom. Rock bottom moment, number one, I called to get dating advice from my mom. Yeah, and I don't know if your guys' mom is hip to modern dating, but I'll just put it this way. If I had followed my mother's advice, I would not be at this comedy show right now. I'd probably be at the hottest discotheque in Los Angeles. I'd be standing in the middle of the dance floor by myself. Everybody around me is having a great time, and I'm just, standing there talking to myself, being like, I don't understand what's going on. I don't understand why none of these girls will talk to me. I mean, I'm wearing my pleated Dockers. I've got on my gold chain with the Star of David. I am slathered in cologne. Why will none of these women ballroom dance with me? To hammer this point down harder, all right, so this is a moment that I caught my mom. It's clear that she's a weird lady, because the last time I went to visit her in Kansas City, which is where I'm from, not a big deal, she was watching TV, and she was fanning herself like this. And I was like, Mom, what's going on? What are you doing? She's like, oh, I'm sorry. Is it hot in here, or is it just John Larroquette? So, give me an idea what this lady's about. Actually, this is the best story I can tell about my mom. My mom dated a lot of guys. She's not like a whore, but she dated a lot of guys when she divorced my dad when I was younger, and I used to just meet all these new mom boyfriends, and they all had the same traits, which was basically, they were Midwestern guys, great to my mom, good solid dudes with just a touch of the weird, which I love. And this is the story. This is one of the guys that I met. It was my mom's boyfriend, Bob. She was with him for 6 months. And I remember very vividly the first time I ever met him. We were sitting in the car. We had driven me back from college. And my mom was upstairs, getting changed. And it was me and Bob in the car, all alone by ourselves. And so Bob decides that it's getting a little stuffy in there. So he decides to break the ice, and these are the first words that he ever says to me, and I will never forget it. He goes, when they finally publish my novel, it is gonna really scare some people. And I was like, great, that's awesome that you said something weird like that right off the bat. What? Because I'm the kind of guy who likes to pick at the scab, see what's going on underneath. So I was like, Bob, what, pray tell, is your novel about? And he goes, well, first up, let me start out by saying I've been reading a lot of Dean Koontz recently. It's really influenced the writing that I want to do. So the story takes place in a convalescent home. All right, it's the protagonist, who is a man who is quadriplegic. He's paralyzed from the neck down, cannot leave his room. The staff is abusive, the doctors are abusive and ignore him. And he basically, over the course of the first act, develops a friendship with a chipmunk, with whom he then develops a telepathic bond. And he uses that telepathic bond to astrally project his body and enter the chipmunk world. Those are the details of the story so far. And I had a lot of questions, as I'm assuming you guys might. But the first question that came to my mind was, well, Bob, how is that gonna scare some people? That just sounds like a fun story about a man and his chipmunk friend. So Bob gets really serious and just starts looking off into the distance for effect, which just happened to be the rest of the garage. And he just goes, nah, man. The chipmunk world? It's not a place you want to go to. So be looking for that novel. You'll be able to find it in the borders under the section marked, what?